Yo, we live? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? Welcome to the Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Maestro Styles, the boy Trey, Fraser.
Yes, sir.
We here another week. Another week. We've been on a little vacation, but we back. We back. Just want to send shouts out to everybody in the Facebook Live, in the Insta. Make sure you follow us there. Follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Follow us on Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. What's good, man? Trey.
Man. Disappointed that I couldn't come on last week. For those that don't know, I had a surgery in my gums, so I had to heal from that, and now I got this thing. I got fake teeth in my mouth. I got two fake teeth, that is. So if y'all hear me kind of talking a little bit funny, that's the reason why. But I am healed in terms of the stitches and all that stuff, so there's no pain or nothing like that. So, I'm able to talk and all that good stuff. But, man, I couldn't go off another week, man. I really couldn't. I said, I got to do this tonight. We got so much to talk about, bro. We got a lot to get into.
Hey, man, well, I ain't gonna waste no time, man. Let's get straight into it.
No doubt.
Cam Newton, I'm sure that's all I care about. My boy Cam Newton finally got a job. He's back. He played.
Yes.
I don't know how many plays he played in the entire game last week, but he scored on his first two. Shouts out. Congratulations, Cam Newton. We back. I feel like we back. I don't feel like it's just him back. I feel like we back, man.
Hey, let me first, before I get into Cam Newton, I want to give a shout out to Sheena Quick, who we had on a podcast over the summer.
I saw her, yeah.
We had her on back over the summer, and she was the one that broke the news that Cam was in the building, that he was in town, and that they were working on this contract, and they were talking, and, a lot of people didn't believe, what she was saying, but I was trying to tell niggas, like, yo, she's, like, the real deal. Like, she covers that team inside and out. So, I want to spend a special shout out to her for breaking that.
Shout out to Sheena Quick.
Yeah.
Shout out, shawty.
Absolutely. 2 touchdowns in the game for Cam Newton, both in the red zone. I think he had like 8 or 9 snaps in the game, something like that. But I'm not gonna lie to you, because I didn't watch the game. I didn't get a chance to do so. But I know PJ Walker got the start. PJ Walker had a pretty decent football game. I think he did score twice. He did throw a couple interceptions, but for the most part, PJ Walker had himself a really good game. But I think what's important with this game in particular is that the entire Carolina Panthers team was sparked because of the presence of Cam Newton on the roster. You should have seen the smile on Robbie Anderson's face. Like, this dude, like, I don't even remember the last time this dude, like, cracked a smile. Like, the dude was just so frustrated with the past few weeks of, having Sam Darnold throw the ball and him just, making a mess of himself. And now this dude is happy that Cam is in the building, that they're now working to get him reps now. So he is going to eventually start this game next week versus the Washington football team, which he's playing against his old coach in Rivera. So that's going to be interesting. This is great, man. And like you said earlier, we feel like we're winners. It's not just Cam that's winning. We feel
it's
like
a community
us as
win.
A community thing.
It's a community win. Yeah.
It's a community win for all of us. So I'm excited to see him. I'm excited that he's back in the league, where he belongs, by the way.
Where he belongs. Facts. So I guess we got to get straight to it. Well, maybe I don't know what this is. Is Donald out for the year?
Darnold is not out for the year. I think he's out 4 weeks, maybe 4 or 5 weeks.
Okay.
But I don't give a damn about that, because whether he's out for the season or whether he's out for 2, 3, 4 weeks, this is clearly Cam is going to start the rest of the way. I don't see Sam Darnold getting this job back. I honestly don't.
Interesting.
Maybe I'm cynical about it. Maybe I'm just excited that he's back in the building. But I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I honestly don't. Like, they signed him back for a reason.
Yeah, but they signed him at a, let's be clear, they ain't break the bank for him.
Right.
They picked up this quarter. They picked up Sam Darnold in the hopes that he was going to be the future of the future quarterback of this franchise. Um, I don't know that in 6 or 7 games you have your answer yet. And if you don't have your answer yet at this stage of the season, I mean, we're talking about the Panthers, who, are they even in? Do they have a shot of making the playoffs? I mean, record
Yes.
wise, I mean,
Legitimate,
they do. They
yes.
still do. They still
Legitimately,
do.
yes.
Okay, so if they still got a shot, I guess maybe it depending on how he plays for these weeks while Donald is out. But I honestly, where it stands right now, like I said, this is contingent on how Cam plays in the next weeks. And like you said, if he's starting next week, then the resume starts building.
Of
But
course. Of course.
I can't see as of right now when those questions, if they haven't started already, when those questions start being asked, I can't see that they're gonna say, Sam Donald's not our starter anymore.
Well, I can understand that. They gave up a second, a fourth, and a sixth, I think, for Sam Darnold. So I can understand them wanting to stick to what they paid to get him. I understand that logic. You don't just and I've been preaching this for a while. The Panthers under this new ownership group are an impatient bunch, right? So they get rid of Cam Newton, they fire Rivera, then they bring Bridgewater in for 1 year. McCaffrey gets hurt, so we really don't know how to measure how the team is going to, look like future wise. They quit on Bridgewater. They draft they trade for Sam Darnold,
Trade.
and it hasn't worked out in the last 4 or 5 weeks. I mean, they started 3-0, but that was a sort of a soft schedule that they had, but it hasn't worked out. He's throwing interceptions all over the place. He's turning the ball over, and he finally got hurt, which is something that is a part of Sam Darnold's resume. Let's be honest about this. He got hurt in New York. He had the mono his first year. The second, third years, he missed some games. So this is a pattern. This is a pattern with Sam Darnold. So, but I totally understand why you would say, let's evaluate what we're getting out of the quarterback position with Cam Newton moving forward. I guess for me, it's what I saw with the rest of the roster and how they responded to his presence being on the field and being able to score those touchdowns.
Most of them kids look up to him.
Yeah.
Most of those kids look up to him.
Yeah,
yes.
That city.
Yeah, you would get that energy.
That city.
Yeah.
Yeah, the city of Charlotte is like alive again because Cam Newton is back in town. So I'm looking at that, but playoffs and stuff, like that's a real possibility right now. Their next 3 games, right? So they get the football team, which is a winnable game next week. Then they get the Dolphins, and then they got the bye week, and then they come back and they play the Falcons. All 3 of those games are winnable football games. And if Cam Newton starts those 3 games, and if he is back and he's Cam, maybe not the Cam of old, not 2015 MVP Cam Newton, but if he is some semblance of maybe what he was the first half of last year with the Patriots before he got COVID, if he's anything like that and you get McCaffrey back, and I forgot that McCaffrey was in the game against Arizona. You get him back plus Cam playing like that, they got a chance to go 8-5 through these first 13 weeks. 8-5, you're sitting pretty good in the NFC right now. So there's a real possibility for playoffs.
Yeah. I mean, I was more concerned about mathematically where they were. So yes, they're still in it mathematically, obviously. I mean, look, I'm not gonna sit here and blow smoke. I'm glad that Cam Newton is back on a football team in Carolina. Makes me even prouder that he's back in Carolina. Everything, his familiarity,
Mm-hmm.
what he brought to the city.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think this team is going to the playoffs. That's just where I'm at with it.
Okay.
But but
Okay.
but I'm happy that he's back. I hope that they can keep him. I hope that he's their transitional quarterback to them finding their franchise quarterback.
Yep.
Because I don't think he's at the stages. I don't think he's at the stage of his career where he's going to be a franchise quarterback for another 10 years or another 5 years, even. You know what I'm
Nah.
saying? I think that, but I do think he should be kept until they find their answer.
Yeah. They're gonna have to really like draft somebody and not give up picks to get another guy who's unproven, kind of in the way they did Sam Darnold. They need to draft somebody, and I'm not
Well,
sure.
I would say that although maybe the Sam Darnold experiment didn't, or we ain't gonna say it didn't work. It's only been at three
Half a
quarters of a
season.
season, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, half a season. So it hasn't been long. So I'm not gonna sit here and say the Sam Darnold experiment didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say you bring Cam Newton in, and it's like that's Cam Newton, man. Like who he
Exactly.
is to the community, who he is to the
Exactly.
football organization,
Mm-hmm.
what he brings to the field. I can see them trying to get Sam Darnold out maybe end of the year if he
Yep.
comes back and it's more the same.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if they could do it to Teddy Bridgewater, they could certainly do it to Sam Darnold.
Yep.
Just get rid of him in the first year.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see that, but like I said, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't see this being a playoff team. But congratulations to Cam Newton. And I do hope that he continues to be their quarterback until they find their franchise quarterback.
No doubt. I'm gonna try to convince you a little bit though. They are the number 7 seed in the NFC
Okay.
right now. They're behind the Saints, which are the number 6, and they're behind the Rams at number 5, who got their doors blown off last night in San Francisco. Um, when you look at the teams, and really the Saints, and really the Saints, and I know that's your team. I know that was one of your picks, but let's be honest. We talked about it a couple of weeks ago. Who's the quarterback? It's Trevor
Mm-hmm.
Simeon. The Saints maybe take a step back a little
Hasn't
bit.
stunk it up yet, though. Hasn't
What's,
stunk it up yet, though.
I
Trevor
agree.
Simeon hasn't stunk it up.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree, and I believe in that defense. I think that defense has proven me wrong up to this point in terms of where their standings are. But let's be real. Look what's behind the Panthers right now. You got San Francisco. They're 4-6. Philly is 4-6. You got teams like Seattle. Seattle didn't look good against Green Bay on Sunday. I don't expect that to stay the same. I think Russell Wilson will eventually get his legs under him after missing all that time. But I mean, you look deeper down the NFC. Bears football team is 3-6. The Giants are down there also, like Minnesota. I'm just trying to think like who do I trust out of that group, like in terms of who could get the 6 and 7 spot. I'm like who can I trust out of there?
I'll tell you right now, I trust the football team more than I trust the Panthers.
That is interesting.
On the only thing that scares me right this second. I know Chase Young got injured, and I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah,
I didn't get an update. I'm not. So
yeah,
they
yeah.
last
Pray for
I
him.
saw, yeah, last I heard is that it could possibly be an ACL. But I haven't heard an update since then.
Oh, really? It's
So,
confirmed. He's out for the season.
oh, okay, I didn't get that update. Okay, so he's
Yeah,
out for the season.
he's out for the
But that I
season. Yeah.
mean, that's still a good that's still a good defense.
Is it really?
Look, they had their moments. Yeah, I think they're still a good defense. I don't think they're a
Ooh.
top 10 defense, no, but
Yeah, they're definitely not
uh,
top 10. We
I
agree
mean, but
there.
give me a. I don't know where they're officially ranked, but if I had to take a stab at it, I'd say they was in that 15, 16, somewhere around there.
Middle of the pack. Yeah, I would
Yeah,
think they're like middle of the pack. Is
yeah,
that good
somewhere
enough?
around there.
Is that good enough with Taylor Heineke at quarterback?
Depends on I would say it depends on their schedule. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
look, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like I believe that them beating the Buccaneers Sunday was like some type of you know resurgence to this team. You know, they're
Yeah.
gonna all of a sudden start playing amazing football.
Mm-hmm.
But I do believe that um some of that performance, they have some of that performance, and they should be able to beat some of these other teams.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's gonna start against Carolina on Sunday. That's for
Yeah,
certain.
for sure, for
That
sure,
that's a
for sure.
game
And
that both teams gotta have.
you're right. I was getting ready to say, and that would really just be a telling. That's going to be a telling game.
Mm-hmm.
Considering I just said considering I just said I trust them more than I trust Carolina.
Right.
Um, so we'll see.
Okay. Okay. So I think we're in lockstep. We trust that somebody out of the West is getting that fifth wild card spot. We somebody out the
Um,
West is getting that fifth spot.
yeah. I mean, Arizona. I mean, the Rams. Yeah, it got to be the
Whether it's
Rams.
Rams or Cardinals, one of those two teams
Yeah.
are going to get the five. I'm still not a believer in the Saints yet. I know you're sticking with the Saints there at six, and at seven with Carolina. Even though I didn't pick Carolina to begin with in my predictions, I actually had Seattle making the playoffs. I'm I'm gonna stick with the Seahawks, bruh. And I know it don't look good. It don't look good at the
Yeah.
moment, but Russell
I
Wilson
mean, much like
back.
you saying about much like you saying about the football team outside of them, the Seattle obviously having Russell Wilson,
Yep.
that type of transcendent talent. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I mean, but you look at that Seattle team, and you obviously you got the throwing game, but I mean that defense don't.
Defense don't scare nobody. I agree. And,
I definitely trust the Washington defense more than I trust the Seattle defense.
all right, yeah. But you're right. It's going to come down to schedules at this point
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
NFC. It's really going to come down to that. Um, let's jump over to the other conference.
I
I,
don't want to.
I saw some interesting things in the 1 o'clock window. I mean, pretty much most of the games were blowouts. But the one intriguing game that was close, aside from Titans and Saints, later in the fourth quarter, was your team against the Detroit Lions. Um,
Yeah.
explain, sir. Explain what the hell.
Um. I as much this loss or tie, but I don't care.
It's a
Loss.
tie. It's a tie, bruh.
It sure, but loss.
You got 5.5 wins,
Um,
bruh. 5.5
I'll say
wins.
this. This would not have. We would have got that. We would have somehow or another. We would have got that field goal if Ben Roethlisberger played. I'll say that. Um, I'll also say that as bad as Mason Rudolph was, he was not the reason we lost.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Deontay Johnson, bruh, just go down, bruh. We had the yardage he needed. He was trying to fight for,
Yeah.
trying to fight for extra yardage and got stripped. Bro, just go down.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Pat Freiermuth, rookie. I'm not gonna put a whole bunch of smoke to him, but you definitely dropped the ball, fumbled the ball at the most pivotal point of the game. Um, I mean, it's look, man. I don't know what I don't. Najee Harris is number 4 in rushing yards in the league. I'm gonna focus on the positive, bro. I don't know what to say, like, cause our offensive line is. It's the same thing. It's the same thing I say every week. And like the offensive line is trash. The defensive line without Tyson and Lulu and Stephon to we
Mm-hmm.
just not getting it done on rush defense. We just not getting it done. It is I will say this. I will say this, man. Devin Bush has got to be called to the carpet. He has played some bad. He played some bad football this week, and he is like people forgot Devin Bush played for the Steelers. Man, he has not been on the stat sheet much this year. He needs to step it up big time. I mean, big time. He has been non-existent. And we need a middle linebacker. We need a star middle linebacker. We drafted him to be our star middle linebacker, to be that Ryan Shazier replacement, and he has not answered the bell as of yet. A lot of people talking about not picking. We shouldn't be picking up the option, picking up his option when it comes up. It's just I got a problem with Devin Bush right now.
Hmm.
He hasn't been good. He has not been good. All that to say, as bad as the offensive line is, they are getting better week by week. We're still trash, but I see that we're getting better. And Najee Harris continues to be the bright spot of our team.
So, and I've heard a lot of smoke for Devin Bush. I've heard a lot of that the last couple of days. And I've watched some highlights, particularly in Sunday's game. He just has not looked all that great. But when in the hell was the last time the Detroit Lions ever implied or implemented a running game in their games?
Yeah.
I'm watching them getting like 20 yards, 30 yards a pop. I'm watching these dudes trying to hide their quarterback who can't even throw the damn football because of allegedly something's wrong with his hip or something like
Well,
that.
he ain't had no problem throwing it in overtime.
Yeah,
I tell you that.
That just kind of confused me. Maybe they just was like, yo, screw it. We got to win the game, or anyway or whatever way. But throughout that game, like from the first quarter all the way to the end of regulation, I'm like, yo, why they keeping this nigga in the game? Like I kept asking on Twitter. I'm like, yo, who's the backup in Detroit? Like, cause I can almost promise you, if the backup quarterback in Detroit was in this football game, Detroit Lions would get their first win of the season. Cause
I disagree. I tell you why.
why is that?
We and I don't know who the backup is. Just to answer your question, but
Mm-hmm.
if he ain't a vet, then we selling out to the run game, and then you putting that quarterback in a position to throw to win.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't believe that quarterback, whoever that quarterback is, would have been able to do it. I think the defense would have won this game if they would have took Jared Goff out.
Well, I tell you what, the defense adjusted to the Lions' running attack, particularly, I guess by like mid third quarter, they started stopping DeAndre Swift and those guys, and really it was DeAndre Swift because that other dude, I'm not going to pronounce his name,
Got injured.
but he got injured.
No. The Jefferson dude got injured when the first touchdown they scored. That guy got injured on the touchdown run.
Oh, okay.
There was that guy whose name you don't want to pronounce, and I won't either.
Yeah.
He scored the second touchdown.
Yep.
He was still. I don't know why he didn't get much burn after that, but he was still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't get more carries.
Yeah, so I don't know why it went to DeAndre Swift exclusively after that, but yeah, you're right in that we started, focusing up on the run and was like, but even that, man, we're just not good, man. We're not being allowed to do the things that we used to doing, and it's showing. It's showing.
A lot of injuries. Why?
Tyson Watt is injured week to week. Hayden went out. Mika Fitzpatrick got COVID-19, so he's not playing Sunday night. Cam Sutton got injured. Like we going through some things right now, man. And then we got Los Angeles. I'm sorry, we got the Chargers on Sunday night, and all they like to do is throw it. And we in trouble, man. We in trouble. There's no other way to slice it. We in trouble.
Yeah. Seemed like the Ravens, for the second time this season, has been the winner when they've actually not played on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, it just seems like we're dodging bullets because the Bengals, 1 week they blow us out and then they can't beat the Jets. They can't beat Cleveland the following week after that. So the Bengals are kind of going through some stuff. Cleveland is going through some stuff. They finally got rid of Odell Beckham. We'll talk about that later. Got rid of Odell Beckham. They got blown out by the Patriots Sunday. The Ravens, man, Thursday night. That was, it's funny. So I work with a lot of Ravens fans, and my guy was like, man, I was just waiting for those guys to kind of pull some magic out of their hat in the fourth quarter. And I told him, I said, bro, you know what, man? It this is the night where it's just not their night to pull a comeback. Like every
It's kind of
like
like what you. It's kind of like it. Kind of look. It kind of reminded me of the Colts game earlier in the year, where I was like, ooh, maybe they going, really kind of coast because the Ravens normally do this like once or twice in a year, where
yeah
like they should beat the team they're playing, but they just for some reason they just flat the entire game, and it's against a team they should win, and they normally do that once or twice a year.
yeah
The Colts they did it, but they was able to get it back together before the end of the game,
yeah.
and
The Vikings,
I
we
mean
did
this
it
is
against the
that one
Vikings
game.
the week prior.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. Actually,
we was asleep against the Vikings, and we was able to pull that one out. But yeah, we've had a lot of these
le-
this year.
luckily
We've
you
had.
got Lamar Jackson. So
Yeah, thank God for Lamar Jackson, bro. Like,
mm,
and shout out to him. Shout out to Louisville for retiring his number, rightfully so. Yeah, I told my coworker, I said, man, this is the kind of night where it is just not their night. Like once Tucker missed the field goal on the second drive, I said, "Oh God, this is like," because I never panic when he sets up to kick a field goal
yeah,
because it's just
I feel that
automatic with
same
him.
way. I
Yeah,
feel that same way about Boswell, man.
it's just I always like he's gonna make it. If it's 60 yards, he's making it. If it's 65, he's making it. If it's 50, he's making it. I don't have no doubts. But he missed
Hmm.
that field goal on that second drive of the game we had. And I just sat back and I was like, man, this is about to be a long night. I I ain't up for this. Y'all better figure something out. Defense, special teams. Y'all better help this offense because we not getting nothing out of them right now. It's been like 4 or 5
Yeah.
drives. We not getting nothing out of them. And yeah, man, we couldn't pull that one out, man. I don't know if it's the short week. I don't know if it's niggas hanging around South Beach partying it up with Trick or Trina. I don't know, man. I
Mm.
I have no idea what was going on.
Well, luckily for y'all, like I said, y'all got Lamar Jackson. Y'all still got one of the better rosters around y'all, even with all the injuries. You ain't in no well, I mean, you ain't in no real like you don't lack confidence that y'all are going to be in the running when we talking about who can go to the Super Bowl. You ain't
Nah, I'm not
concerned
wavering
about
off
being
of
in that
that.
conversation, right? No, like yeah, and you
Not
shouldn't.
wavering off of
You
that.
shouldn't. Yeah, and you shouldn't.
But the defense has to tackle better, and it
Yeah,
wasn't so
so
much in this
so
game, but in the
it
previous
was all over
games.
a Pittsburgh game.
Yeah. They got to tackle. And for some reason, this has been a constant theme with this defense all season long. It's where moments like in the Chargers game, we look crisp, we tackling right, and then there's other games like against the Colts, against Cincinnati, where we just not like sticking to the fundamentals. We not tackling properly, and it's costing us. So moving forward, I expect this defense to have another one of these games where they don't tackle well. It's just been a theme,
Hmm.
all season long. So we got the Bears coming up on Sunday, and I know they had I didn't get a chance to do the show last week, but I know that there's been some controversy in the game against y'all against the Bears, where the refs was just
Oh,
having
we
a
definitely
field
got.
day.
Oh yeah, we definitely got some home cooking.
Yeah, the refs was
I
having a
feel
field
yeah. I can. I
day.
say I say it with no shame. We got some home cooking. Definitely, we
Oh
definitely. I
man.
mean, now I will say this. I feel like they was giving us a little revenge. They was
Against
giving us a little
Detroit,
revenge
right?
this past. Yeah, I feel like they was giving us a little revenge. But I mean, yeah, we definitely got some home cooking against Chicago
Yeah,
for sure.
they was definitely not trying to let the Bears get y'all. But yeah, that'll be an
So,
interesting game. What's up?
how you feel about? I seen Ryan Clark
Mm-hmm.
talking about the Patriots is about to be the squad this year. Like he feel like they might go to the Super Bowl. Are you that far on the train yet?
No, no.
I mean, they put up 45 and 50 and
Yeah,
45. They've been putting up big numbers the past
they
three or
put up
four
big
weeks.
numbers. They beat the Chargers in LA. They have a couple of quality good wins. They beat the Browns on Sunday. And they're 6-4, and that's cool. But I'm
Yeah,
just not ready to anoint them yet. I'm thinking about, and you and I, we predicted the same teams out of the AFC to make the playoffs.
yeah.
I am not on this Patriots train right now, and I think you and I think can agree. I'm off the Miami train right now, and I've been off of the
Yeah,
Miami
I wasn't
train.
on the Miami train at all this year, so
Really? I thought you picked the Dolphins to make the playoffs. I thought.
I feel like oh yes I did. You're right, I did.
Okay.
I wanted to put the Colts and then you reminded me of the Dolphins and I switched it.
Yeah.
Well yeah,
Yeah.
well then yeah, you're right. I'm off. I'm 100% off.
Yeah. I've been off of it for about 3-4 weeks now. And even just kind of looking at their schedule, because they did have some winnable games down the stretch, and I thought, okay, a game against the Texans, a game against Jacksonville, Atlanta, and they couldn't beat those teams. Atlanta
Yeah.
and Jacksonville, they couldn't beat those teams. So it's like, all right, Miami, I was wrong about y'all, so I got to move on.
Yeah.
New England, yeah, I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not ready to
Well,
hear.
let me cuz I it pains me
Don't do it.
because we talked well, I'm not saying that. No, I'm not going on that ledge. I'm just
Uh
saying
huh.
it. But if you look at how this team is constructed,
Yeah.
it is so reminiscent of how he built the teams in the early 2000s.
Mm-hmm.
There was no number one guy. It was a stable of running backs. It was a
Yep.
good defense. It was a quarterback who just shut up and played the system the way
Yep.
he's told to play the system.
Right.
And they are blowing teams out in the past 3 4 weeks and it's looking like it's looking like that thing again. Like
Mm-hmm.
Kendrick Bourne is not a number one receiver. Their
Yeah.
tight end game,
Picked them up in
like they
fantasy.
got man, I'm
And I ain't used them this week, and
bruh.
I could have won this week.
Man, I tried to put him in fry move because I noticed his production picking up, and as soon as I put him in, he
Yeah, he had the game he
trash.
had. Yeah.
Yeah, right. But yeah, man, they putting together a little. It seems like Bill Belichick trying to tell y'all like, nah, y'all got it twisted. I'm still me.
Yeah, so I heard Ryan's comments. He said that he believes that they're going to go further in the playoffs than the Buccaneers. Basically, it's Bill versus Tom, that kind of a thing. But
Sure.
I honestly don't. I don't believe that. I'm not
Well, I
ready.
don't know if I believe or don't believe that statement. I'm just
Yeah.
more so speaking to the idea that the Patriots could go deep into the playoffs or
Yep.
the Super Bowl. Like I said, this team looks just like some of those early 2000 teams where
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
uh, you know,
I know what you mean.
they already got Mac Jones's nickname. So
Oh God, they gotta stop it with
yeah,
that. Yeah, well, they
yeah,
got some tough games. They got Buffalo twice still left on the schedule, so and they're only a half a game out, I think,
you're
from the
right,
AFC East too. So those two
right.
Buffalo games is really what's going to decide who's going to win the East right there. But they still got to play the Titans. They still got to play the Colts, and who knows what the Colts are going to be at that point. That's a Week 15 game, so they do got some tough
I mean,
games down the
and the
stretch.
Titans are probably playing the best football in the AFC right now.
Yeah,
But
they
I
are.
mean,
They are. I don't think it's a probably. They
yeah,
are.
yeah.
They
But I
are.
mean, do you think they're gonna be able to continue to do this without Derrick Henry in the regular
Um,
season?
in the regular
Now,
season.
Now I'm
So
not kicking them out. Obviously, I'm not kicking them out the playoffs. They're going
right,
to the playoffs.
right.
But I'm
Are
just
we
talking
talking about
about
holding on to the number one seed? Because I think
right.
that's yeah. Nah, I think they can keep this thing going, bruh. I think they can keep it
Okay.
going. Uh, I mean, you look at that schedule. There's like maybe one tough team left than everybody else. Remember the division they're in. They still got the Texans twice, I think. They still got to play the Jags again. So, that's like 3 wins automatic right there. So, yeah, they're going to be favored just about every game moving forward.
Yeah.
You look at their resume of wins. Beat the Rams a
Yeah.
couple weeks ago. Kansas City, Buffalo, like I mean that's putting together a good resume, man. And some of those
Yeah.
without
For
Derrick
sure.
Henry, so
Right.
I can see them holding on to the number one spot. But once they get in that
Okay.
tournament, they're gonna go home in that second round, I think.
Even if Derrick Henry come back.
Yeah, cause I mean, how much is Derrick Henry gonna be healthy at that point? Because we're talking about the ankle. I think you said it was an ankle injury.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got to use that, bruh. Like I don't know if we're gonna get 70% Derrick Henry, 80%. Like I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I hear you. No, I hear you.
And if you can play defense on him, and if you can key in, and maybe not have to sell out per se, but if you can key in on Derrick Henry at 80% and keep him from making that one move and then just getting out into space, then you got a chance. If you're any one of these teams in the AFC, you got a chance.
Did Kansas City talk you back into the conversation after beating Las Vegas?
Yes. So
Yeah.
it's funny because we saw the Broncos lose against a team they probably should have beaten, the Eagles. We saw a team in the Chargers that lost to the Vikings, a team that they probably should have beat, and they just let the door open. They left the West open
Yeah.
for Kansas City to come back. The Raiders, I don't know what's going on. There's been a bunch of stuff, and they cut that one dude that put that video out with the gun.
Man, what's wrong with this nigga?
Man, yo,
What's wrong with this nigga?
yo, I'm like, what? The
These
moment,
young motherfuckers.
yo,
These young motherfuckers don't know shit about shit, man. I swear. Like, why? I don't care to know what the incident was or why he felt like that was the thing he needed to do on social media.
yeah,
But my lord,
yeah, that
my lord,
crazy.
man, has he possibly ruined his career?
He wrote his tombstone. The moment he did that
Man.
video, he wrote his
Man.
tombstone. So
Man.
yeah, so the Raiders are a mess right now. And Derek Carr can try to do all he can from a leadership standpoint and his play, but I don't know, man. This is where, to me, the Raiders they
Yeah.
fall off here, and Kansas City
Man,
they rise to the top again.
remember when we thought the Raiders might be a good team in week 3, 4?
Yeah. I mean, they had some They had the most impressive
Yeah.
3.
Not taking nothing from them. I'm
Yep.
just saying. I just remember how soon we forget.
Yeah. I mean, John Gruden's a racist. Henry Ruggs killed a woman and her dog. Probably killed his career and his life at this point. And this cornerback, just wanted to pull a Smack DVD rendition and start posting videos with guns. It's like, and
So
threatening
you
people.
think if Henry Ruggs, well, I don't think he gets out of this, but when he pays his penance and all that is over, you don't think an NFL team would pick him up? Like a Dante Stallworth. This is kind of reminiscent of a Dante Stallworth.
I'm glad
outside
you
the
mentioned
fact
that. I'm glad you mentioned
that
his name.
Dante Stallworth had his career was kind of already
Yeah.
solidified. So his resume, but Henry Ruggs is a young Alabama cat,
Yeah.
he he still got upside. Even like if all this takes 2 years, let's say all this hoopla, penance,
Yeah.
whatever happens, lasts about 2 years, he's still pretty young with a lot of upside.
And I think that's the key. You say 2 years, and I hope, and not to, because I don't want to shift the focus away from who actually lost their life in this thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like rest in peace,
Right.
and
And rest in peace.
shout
Yeah.
out to the family and all that. This dude was in a car, drunk, and was speeding at 150 something miles an hour. Now, I don't
Yeah.
remember the Dante Stallworth situation. I know he was in a car and he, hit somebody and that person died. I don't
And
remember
he was
if
drunk.
I don't. That's the thing. I don't remember if Dante Stallworth was drunk. I certainly don't remember if he was speeding at 150 something miles an hour. But
Yeah.
bruh, that I mean, I don't know how many years they gonna slap him for that. Cause that's
Yeah.
that's reckless. I mean that's 100% reckless endangerment if
Yeah.
I haven't seen it one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know how this is gonna pan out. I tell you what though, Dante Stallworth, it seemed to me like had a pretty good lawyer back then. For him to do his time and then come
Yeah.
out. He played a little bit in the league after he came out,
Yeah.
right? And then
Yeah.
he started doing some commentary on TV. I think I've seen him on CNN a few times. So he's kind of revitalized his
Yeah. He's
image
good.
and stuff and all that. Yeah, it's just the Henry Ruggs needs to get Dante Stallworth's lawyer and try to see if he can cut the sentence to, like you said, 2 years or something like that. Because this
But
is
what
a
you
tough
think he
one.
gonna? I mean, do you think he gonna? You think he gonna do like you? And I hate to project like this. You think he gonna do more than 5 years or 5 years of?
I don't think so, because in the end, money is gonna talk in the situation, and I think with the right lawyer, that's gonna get done. But with these things, man, you just never know. And then the family's gonna have some say in this too.
Sure.
Like, that. Come on. If I was a family of that person, I'd be like, yo, this nigga was in a car in Vegas speeding at that speed. Like, I'm scared. I'm scared to drive 85 miles an hour.
Man, I was thinking that same thing.
Yeah, I'm scared to
I
drive
was thinking
85.
that same thing.
Yeah, I'm like 156. Like I've been to Vegas once in my life. I don't know what street he would have been able to do that on, because there's just a lot of activity on like the strip. So
Yeah.
like that story just kind of, parts of it confused me. But Henry Ruggs, for the time being, he's got to go through the ringer, and I don't know how many years
sure.
he's gonna get for this. It's gonna depend on who his lawyer is, how much smoke the family gives them, impresses the judicial system. It's gonna depend on all that stuff. But if he gets out in 2 years, I do hope that at that point he'll be 24, 25 at that point. I do hope that he does get an opportunity to resurrect himself.
I think he will get an opportunity to. I truly believe that.
Yeah.
I don't know. You good on football?
Yeah, I think I'm good on football, man.
All right. Well, let me.
Well,
allow
I
me
got a
to
question
talk
for
my
you.
sh-
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I just got a question for you. Who is the MVP of the league right now?
Who is the MVP of the league right now?
Because I'm looking around the league and I'm like, okay, Cardinals.
Well,
a good team.
the last time we talked about it, you said you was on the Lamar Jackson train.
Yes.
And I found it hard to argue with you. Are you still there?
I mean, the Miami loss doesn't help, but I think given the circumstance with the injuries, top three running backs out, and the way the defense has played in certain spots, and the comebacks that he's had up to this point, I gotta keep him at least in my top three, if not number one. I got to keep him in my top
Okay.
3 for what he's doing.
Okay.
I'm looking around the league. Arizona's a really
Aaron.
good football team, but Kyler Murray's about to miss his 3rd game in a row.
Yeah.
And so it's
Yep.
like, okay, he's kind of falling
Aaron
off.
Rodgers is still here, bro.
Aaron Rodgers is still here. Yep, he came back, and while it wasn't spectacular against Seattle, he still won. They still won the game.
I know we don't like to talk about it. Tom Brady's still here.
Tom Brady's still here. The loss against the football team doesn't help, but
Doesn't help, obviously.
he's still here. We know Derrick Henry's not here.
Matthew Stafford is still here.
That loss to the Niners, and really the
Took
last
him
couple
out?
of weeks. The last couple of weeks for me, because even against the Titans, he wasn't all that good either. Yeah.
He's out for
Stafford's
you?
I think he's out for me. I'll give you a name.
Okay.
I'll give you a name, and I know the loss to the Broncos the previous week wasn't a good loss. It was a bad loss. Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would
I'm
put
with you.
him in my top 3 right now.
Top 3?
I would put him.
So
in
who
my
your
top
top 3 right now?
Right now, I would go Dak Prescott. I would go Lamar, and I guess I gotta go Rodgers, man. I gotta go Rodgers.
Okay. I ain't mad at that.
I'll give one mention though, and nobody's talking about this because I know the MVP is mostly for the quarterbacks unless you do something spectacular as a running back or a receiver or something like that. But Cooper Kupp is racking up numbers this season. He's on pace for about 2,000 receiving yards right now.
Yeah.
And I know that a receiver's never going to win the MVP award, but at worst, he should get Offensive Player of the Year, or he should be a candidate for that.
If he cracks 2,000, he's not. You don't think he wins? What if he cracks 2,000?
The MVP?
Yeah.
I think he should be considered. I think it should be up for consideration. I don't think he wins it though.
So there is not a scenario in your mind where Cooper Kupp can win it.
No.
White wide receiver.
No.
White wide receiver. There's no. You don't even think he get no white privilege. You don't think he get no white privilege?
Yeah, you got a point about that. you make a good point. No, I don't think, and it's got to depend on how the Rams play throughout the rest of the season. And then you got Odell Beckham. I didn't even talk about that. It's too early to tell, and obviously they wasn't like trying to get him in the game like full time. I don't know how many snaps he got last night, but he got like 3 targets, 2 catches, 18 yards, something like that.
You should kind of expect that to pick up during the weeks because Robert Woods is out, right?
Robert Woods tore his ACL. God bless him. He's out for the year. So yeah, Odell Beckham is gonna slide right into Robert Woods' spot for that. So
You would think.
yeah,
You would think.
Yeah, you would think that that's the case. So, yeah, we just got to see how the Rams do, from here on out. If they get the 1 seed in the conference, then I think there's going to be some strong consideration for Cooper Kupp if he cracks 2,000 yards. In that white privilege, that's a good point you make. But I don't see it if they kind of stumble down a stretch here. Like if they go like 10 and 7 or even 11 and 6. I don't see him winning the MVP award.
How many? So 11. Let me just throw a scenario: 11 and 6, 2,100 yards, and 15 touchdowns. Is that enough?
It's enough to get him considered like top 3. It's enough for that.
Wow.
But
so you don't think you really don't think he got a shot?
I don't think he. I don't think he.
Those are historical numbers.
I know, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That those are numbers that are historical on a good team, right? Because I don't think like when Calvin Johnson broke the record. I mean, that wasn't a good team that year with the Lions that he was on, so it didn't carry much weight because of the team he was on. But Cooper Kupp is doing this on a team that's got a chance to go to the Super Bowl, so Um, yeah, I think it. Here's what I think. It's gonna be historical, but I think this: if none of these quarterbacks stand out in terms of their numbers, how they finish, I think by default, he has a chance to win MVP
Okay.
along with that white
Okay.
privilege.
The Wizards are number one in the East, man.
Oh, here we go.
React. React.
Mister, I'm not watching the Wizards game till after the Super Bowl.
And I haven't. And I haven't. But we definitely came back from 19 points down last night to beat the Pelicans.
Which
And
you
we are
really didn't have to do that against that team. That team is terrible.
Hey, my brother. We are 9-3 and on top of the Eastern Conference.
Y'all 10-3.
10-3. 10-3. I thought we were 9-3.
Y'all 10-3, bro.
Like I said, I definitely haven't been watching it. Like I said, see, there you go. I haven't been watching. So react, man. I want you to react about my team.
Good for y'all, man. Good for the Wizards, bro. Good, it's finally nice that DC, after winning a couple of championships, sports wise, it's finally nice that the Wizards,
Nationals, talk your shit. Nationals, Capitals,
Mystics,
United, United got one.
Yeah. They got one recently, or are you talking about them like?
Yeah,
early?
no, I thought we. What was is it DC? Yeah, it's DC. I feel like DC United got one in the past 2 or 3 years.
3 years? Okay, I don't know, but
Oh no! It was a Oh, you gonna mad? It was like a flag, like a XFL type. One of them little arena league, or something like that. It was some shit like that.
They still exist.
Some shit like that. It wasn't DC United. I don't think it was DC United.
Oh, okay. But DC has had a nice.
We've been winning a couple.
Championships and all that.
We've been doing some things, man.
And I know DC still wants the Redskins to win a title at some point. I know that they covered that more.
Redskins are non-existent, so that's over.
They covered that more than what these other teams bring into the area, but. It's nice to see the Wizards in the number one spot in the East.
Playing good basketball. That too.
They playing some good basketball. They're playing good basketball,
yeah.
man. I can't front, man. And I'm not going to pretend like I've watched a Wizards game, but I've seen some highlights. Kuzma had a game winner against Cleveland the other night. And you got TV stations in Cleveland trying to throw some shade at Kyle Kuzma. I don't know if you saw this, but there was
no.
He did an interview. It was a post game interview, and one of the stations in Cleveland was airing the interview, and on the bottom of the screen it was saying that this is Kyle Kuzma, and below it, because you know how it says point guard or forward and all that stuff. It said won a championship thanks to LeBron James. Like they was throwing shade at Kyle Kuzma, and I kind of liked his response to it. He said, "Hey, that's cool, Cleveland, because we have something in common."
Right.
So I kind of like that response there. So y'all been doing the damn thing, man. I can't throw no shade at that.
Thank you, man. Thank you, man.
I can't throw no shade at that, man.
Look, I don't think we're going to be number one all year, man. I'm just enjoying where we at right now.
Enjoy the journey, man. Enjoy
Thank you, man.
Enjoy this, because we don't know. You don't know how long this is going to last. So.
Look, I do. Like I said at the beginning of the season, I think we're going to be a playoff team. I think we're going to be 8-7 somewhere, maybe even 6. But I think we'll be there when it's all said and done. And I'm glad that they are at least playing inspired basketball. They're playing good, strong, fundamental basketball. Though all those cliche things you say. Shout out to the Wizards, man.
So. I had a chance to look at the Knicks schedule actually, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Maybe we should, try to get some tickets to a Knicks Wizards game. And looking at the schedule, the Knicks aren't in DC until April 8th.
Mm.
I'm like, really? And then I'm looking at the other matchups where I guess y'all come to New York, and it's only two matchups where y'all come to New York, and it's only the one where we're in DC, and that's the only one. Because usually they play four.
Right.
They usually like four matchups per year.
Right.
And
Right.
It's just we're playing three times.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately.
Go ahead, work through it. Go ahead, act like you don't hear it.
Huh?
Go ahead, act like
You
say,
hear
go ahead,
it,
act
right?
like you don't hear it.
Yeah.
Of course I did.
Yeah. She got to get them. They came back from swim class. So.
From swimming,
Yep.
Uh-huh.
So, but yeah, man, it's disappointing because I was expecting maybe like there was a game in February where we could probably head downtown, catch a game or something like that. But April 8th, which is the second to last game of the season, is when the Knicks are coming to DC to play the Wizards. So,
Hey man, maybe some seating will be involved.
yeah, you never know, man. You never know. I have watched every Knicks game up to this point. Surprisingly, I've watched every game, even on some Sunday football Sundays, late at night. I've watched some games.
Yeah.
I think we're sitting pretty good, but I just don't like the fact that our bench is the better unit right now than the starting five. Like I'm not digging that right now. That's going to be a problem if we don't somehow straighten that out. So I'm just going to leave it at that as far as the Knicks are concerned. We're 8-6 though, but we're sitting pretty good. We're like the number 6 spot in the East right now, and Chicago looks really good. They beat the Lakers down last night.
Yep.
The Nets look good as expected. I'm thinking of
The
some
Warriors.
The Warriors.
The Warriors.
Warriors look really good.
Shout out to Steph Curry for breaking Reggie Miller's record recently too.
Oh yeah. Shout out to him for doing that. I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, they look good.
He's most most 3-pointers in NBA history.
That's what's up. Phoenix looks good right now. Denver looks, pretty good. Speaking of Denver, what did you think about the Jokic push on Markieff Morris?
No problem with it.
Me neither, man. Hey,
No problem with
it's
it.
basketball, man. It's basketball.
Nah, Slim definitely. I mean, if you want to pull the he had his back turned, yeah, shouldn't have your back turned. You just egregiously fouled him, and then turned your back like you wasn't about to get no smoke. And sometimes, motherfuckers got to be reminded. And people halfway think Jokic is soft anyway. So it's
He had
you
enough.
knew who you fouled. You knew who he fouled. You knew exactly who you fouled when you fouled him.
Yeah. He's had enough.
Yeah.
Like, and his brothers going back and forth on Twitter with the other Morris brother. Because they got a matchup coming up. I think next month or January. I don't remember, but they making sure that everybody gonna be present at that game, and then we gonna see what's up. Which really ain't gonna be nothing.
Yeah, we know
They just talking smack. It's all good though. But I'm here for it.
Yeah, absolutely. I kind of miss the days where people could talk trash and it could be some some good fouling going on. It's not, you don't get that good fouls no more. I forget, somebody was fighting like a team got into a little scuffle last night or 2 nights ago.
Pacers and was it the Jazz? I think it was a Pacers and the Jazz. Yeah. I don't remember who it was. I think Miles Turner was involved in it. I think that was about it. I don't remember who else was involved, but it involved the Pacers. That I do know.
Yeah. Yeah, so I like a little chippiness with my sports, man.
No doubt. Oh, Rudy Gobert and Miles Turner got into it.
Oh, yep, yep, yep.
But
And I in fact remember now that you said it. I remember seeing the clip on Instagram.
yeah, they got ejected. Donovan Mitchell got ejected too. Joe Ingles got ejected. And I think all four of them were fined for the scuffles.
Oh
So
wow,
yeah,
that's what's up.
yeah,
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 see, I like that. I
yeah,
like that.
yeah. Absolutely, man. It's basketball, man.
Yeah,
Bring back the bad boy Pistons, man.
bring back a little, just yeah, give me a little bit of that.
Bring back the clothesline in the lane.
Right, right. So we good? Did we get through everything?
One more thing. One more thing.
Okay.
So Darren Williams and Frank Gore are going to be
Ah, Frank
fighting.
Gore.
Yeah, they're going to be fighting December 18th, I think, against each other.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you, bro.
Nah.
Frank Gore got this one.
I don't know. If it's free, I may watch it. If it's not, I won't.
It's not free.
Yeah, then I won't.
I can tell you that right now. It's not free.
I'm not looking. Yeah, that's not something I'm looking forward to bootlegging. I don't look like I can see, and no shade to Darren Williams, but I don't. He don't strike me as somebody that be out here fighting. I mean, I'm not saying he can't fight or he a punk or something. I'm just saying he don't strike me that way.
Yeah.
And Frank Gore, he just like this kind of like 5'9" or something like that, just short,
Something like that. Yeah.
stocky dude that like he look like he fight often. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I like I'm not taking nobody. I'm not interested. I'd be lying if I cared. Like these guys, these are some of the most quietest stars in their respective league ever that are deciding to fight. I don't even know what these people sound like when they talk. Like
description. That's an excellent description of these two guys.
Yeah.
Because you barely hear anything from Frank Gore, and when Darren Williams was in the league, kind of at the height of his career, that wasn't a guy that talked trash or barely heard from him. So yeah. But I'll say this.
Oh, speaking of the Gore family, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Is Derek Gore, who plays for the Kansas City Chiefs? Is that Frank Gore's son?
I don't know.
Okay, I Googled it, but I kept hearing Derek Gore.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, and I wondered, was that because for a hot second I thought Frank Gore got a job, and I was like, no, he didn't get no job, and then I was like, okay, it's Derek Gore, so I wondered if that was his child.
Maybe, or it could be a cousin. It could be nephew.
I Googled it.
Yeah. Possible.
Yeah, I Googled it.
Possible. But
yeah.
I was just going to say one point about Darren Williams. Rumor has it that he owns an MMA gym someplace in Texas that he goes to frequently, or that he attends frequently. So maybe he does have some skills in terms of whether it's boxing, whether it's MMA or what. But it don't seem like he, at least on the surface, it don't seem like he's not built for it, but personality-wise, it doesn't seem like that's his thing.
Well, they say the quietest people be the most deadliest, so
Facts.
He come out and mess around, be that dude.
No doubt. I'm good, man. Take us home, bro. Oh, shout out to the Facebook Live chat, man. Governor Vince Wright's up in here, also BS3. Appreciate y'all coming into the chat.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, I appreciate y'all. Shout out to anybody who's going to watch the replay. We are available on all podcast platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, iHeartRadio, all those platforms you're looking for podcasts on. You can follow us on Facebook, like the Facebook page, Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, Twitter at Barbershop SPOR2. For Trey, Fraser, Maestro Styles, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Recording stopped.